So, welcome to the tier list. These are pretty much every game that I've streamed on Twitch in the past 2 years, with the exception of Santa's Xmas Adventure, which we all agree is tier S and amazing. We also did Power Washing Mode, which is also tier S amazing. You don't see there's hot single moms in here. It's not even that, dude. It's more like it's more like sports bras. Yeah. Right now though, if you want, if you want, do you need some oil change kits? Do you want some oil change kits? All right, let's go. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Put on the ads with screens. I mean, I thought I was just like my Twitch bits and stuff like that. Either way, so we're gonna go in order as we see here. So we're starting off with Banjo Kazooie. So with Banjo Kazooie, it was a fun game. It definitely was my favorite, and unfortunately the game was very dated in its controls. So it was still fun though. I'm gonna have to say, for me, I felt like Banjo was good. Yeah, I'll say it was good. It's like, there was a lot of good things about it. The music was great, everything was great, but the controls were just kind of bad. I pay for my subscriptions. Are you HR? Not really. You think I'd be in charge of that stuff? So I'm gonna put Banjo in the good. Like, there's a lot of good things about Banjo, but I just did not have the best experience on time. Maybe it was because I was playing the rare replay version. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but the controls were very clunky and it just did not feel too good. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses. Yo, this is a fantastic game. Like, this is probably one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off I've ever played. If you're not familiar with the game, it's like a combination of checkers with Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. It was phenomenal. Music was great. It was a sequel to Forbidden Memories. Gameplay was addicting. The fusions were fantastic. It was great. Banjo is amazing. Banjo is fine. I just did not like how it controlled, unfortunately. Yo, thank you for that. I appreciate it, Deli. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom. For those who don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom is a turn-based RPG with a weird emphasis on real-time strategy. Personally, I didn't really enjoy it that much. So it regrets to inform me to stale that I'm gonna have to say that this, for me, is it's a high, it was all right, and a low, it was good. Falsebound Kingdom did introduce me to stale humor, which is fantastic, but the game itself, I'm sorry, this game was, it was mixed to me. Welcome back, ATM. Quality content, right? But no, Falsebound Kingdom was, it was pretty sus in certain points. While we're also here, I'm gonna also eat some of these jelly beans as well, so I'll have to do 3 more, so. Oh. Dirty dishwater. Bad. Bad. This is bad. Okay, next, Mario plus Rabbit Kingdom Battle. This game was amazing. This game is super good. The story, it's Mario. It doesn't matter. The story doesn't matter. But this story was actually pretty good. The combat is addicting. It's very creative. There's not one size fits all approach. The music is great, done by the dude who mainly did Banjo Kazooie music. It was phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to the sequel, and thank you to ATM for making me play the game. You'll be sus at certain points. Let's see. Final boss was maybe Slifer though, maybe. We still on Hades. If somebody wants to change it to like just chatting, that would be awesome. If not, we'll just stay on Hades, because I still have Hades on standby. Metal in his element, I'm loving it. How is this my element? All right, yo, Deli, thank you so much. You're definitely really helped me out. I appreciate it, man. Because like if I didn't have to do this in the laundry room, it would be so much easier, but it's not. God of War. So I thought about this, and Dad of War, it was very basic. The combat was very simple. It was very color-coded. All you have to do is just, you know, parry when you need to. The music is garbage, and then it's just garbage. the fact that the whole game is one shot is also just pure trash. Like, come on, I need loading cutscenes. I need something to do in the spare time. The story was also just... the story also had no depth to it. And it was just... I'm just fucking with you. This is S tier. It was a great game. The fact that I beat it through OBS and still had a great time with it, even with the delay, was amazing. God of War is definitely S tier. You're talking and explaining stuff, that is your element. I appreciate it, Savannah. As for shit tier, he gets it. Golden Sun. All right, I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this one. It was all right. So this game did so many things well. The story was good. The combat was very interesting and very impactful. Like, every little decision you make critically not only affected your main character, but everybody else as well. But the game did a terrible, I wouldn't say terrible, but the game had a rough time explaining to you the concepts about how the game actually really worked. There was no fast travel mechanics, so you're hauling all across the world constantly. The music was good. So this Golden Sun was all right. It was really, it had amazing concepts, but some of the bigger problems just stemmed it from not being super great. It's like a high, it was all right to a low good. Can you make him believe what he's like trying to say? I mean, I used to work in sales. I like Golden Sun, but I'd probably put in B. I mean, again, for me, it's a low B to a high C, but for right now, I'm kind of like thinking it's more in the C tier because, again, there were so many problems with the game, but again, it's really good. Am I wearing Omega? No, I'm actually, I never finished Mega Man Z Legacy Collection. I played it a little bit on day one when it first dropped. I played all the Mega Man Zero games. It's great. But if I had to put this anywhere, I would probably say that these games are good. I already completed ZX Advent, or the first one, the ZX series. These games are good. Zero 4 is probably my favorite, but didn't finish on stream, so I can't give it a full grade. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. It was good. Again, it was the second version of a GameCube Pokemon game with double battle systems. It did a few things better than this original game Coliseum did. Like, it definitely gave you more opportunities to be able to get Pokemon that's just not Shadow Pokemon. The Shadow Lugia concept was pretty interesting. But I gotta say, the ending for this game was very lackluster, and it didn't seem as impactful because it just seemed like it got rushed towards the end. But this game, it was good. It was good. What I'm also going to do is I'm also, at the end of this tier list, when I put them all in their categories, I'm going to try to rate them, like which one's my first S tier, so on and so forth. Pacing of the game was whack. Exactly. And that just threw me off tremendously. So this is also considering the fact of like what happened during the stream, right? So because we did this as a Nuzlocke, it was very interesting. I'm going to say it was good. Let's Go Pikachu, you know, it's a very basic Pokemon experience. It's a combination of Pokemon traditionally and the Pokemon Go mechanics. But with the Nuzlocke option, it was pretty interesting. So it definitely made a very interesting experience, especially when Casserole just got wiped. So I'm going to say it was good. Because when I'm also streaming, like when I'm also talking about these games itself, I'm also trying to consider the fact like how I felt about them on stream, you know? So that's something to keep in mind as well. Resident Evil 4. Ooh, get in the S tier. Oh my god. Resident Evil 4 was so good. So, okay, you can tell a game is good, phenomenal, when it gets me into an entirely new genre of gaming. So Resident Evil 4 was kind of like my gateway into the Resident Evil series as a whole. Like, I played 2 Remake. It was really tough at first, but playing Resident Evil 4 and then going back to 2 made it so much more enjoyable and seamless. And also, it got me into 3, which I did enjoy Resident Evil 3, but Resident Evil 4 intentionally feels near perfect. The atmosphere is flawless. Again, the gameplay is fun, addictive, and honestly, even the clunky controls that people state this game has, it feels rather poetic because you're feeling very tense. This is a very tenseful game, so I gotta say, this was an amazing game. I'll be real with you, high B at least. Listen, Asish, this is all about me right now. This is all about me right now. All right. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It was all right. So here's the thing. This game is a faithful remake to the originals to the T. It just has a new coat of paint and a few life changes. I'm going to be doing a video going more into this game itself. But to me, this game was very basic. What makes it C instead of D here? So what makes it C, I would give it, would be some of the changes they did make. They made the Grand Underground so much more grand. They made the Elite Four actually challenging, which is amazing. And again, they also added the walk mechanic. There's a few things they did add that were great, including the convenience of the Poketch HM system. So that's kind of like where it puts it for me. It was all right. S tier. I was not a fan of the art direction. The art direction for me was fine. Because when you look at it from a downward point of view, it kind of looks a little bit like what would be like a cleaned up version of the DS games. To me, Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it was all right. Undertale. All right. I might be destroyed based on my opinion on this one. So for me, I gotta say Undertale is definitely A tier. I really, really enjoyed Undertale. I really enjoyed Undertale, but it just didn't have the same impact as some of the other games above it did for me. But there's nothing wrong with Undertale. Undertale is fantastic. Music is amazing. The combat and the fact that it's one of the only JRPGs that you can complete without doing any fighting is phenomenal. The characters are endearing and impactful. Like, it was great. Very great. Speaking of which, Deltarune, all the same. So, but I really did enjoy the combat as well. The characters are actually pretty good too. But I haven't played Chapter 2 for Deltarune yet. So I feel like I can only go based off of Chapter 1. But Chapter 1, really good. When you look at Aerox and compared to, it's clear the best. Yeah, exactly. You see, like, Aerox and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like those ones are phenomenal. Honestly, some of the best Pokemon games by far. And Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I feel Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl set off to be a remake of the original games without really much reimagining. While Aerox and Heart Gold and Soul Silver was a complete remake, but they also had so much more reimagining and things they want to bring to the system in the games. So that's why. Crash Bash, this game is awful. Don't play this. Like, the only redeeming factor with this game is playing it with Dustin. But so the game itself, some of the mini games are fine. They're fun. But the problem is they use the same 4 basic mini games several times among all the worlds. And it's just, again, playing the same 4 mini games throughout a bunch of different worlds. I'm sorry, this is awful. The music is good though. It's a meme. Got spicy shrimp now. Let's go. All right, this is gonna be bean number 2. Ooh, cappuccino. Devil May Cry 5. I love Devil May Cry. I really do. Devil May Cry 4 is one of my favorite games, along with 3. Devil May Cry 5. I'm gonna. So if I was rating this based on the game itself, I would put it in S tier because I think this is a phenomenal game. However, I played this again. All right, we're done with the wig. 30 minutes. Let's go, baby. Okay. So much better. But I played this game through again with Virgil. Yo, Hubsius, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But again, I played this through as Virgil, so it was like more like a second or third time playthrough. But again, I cannot recommend Devil May Cry 5 enough. If you love hack and slashes, this is your game. So good. So Devil May Cry 5, I'm gonna say it was A tier because this was coming in without a blind, you know, like interpretation, whatever sort of thing. Doki Doki Literature Club. This game is great. Doki Doki has some great music, some good characters, some really good horror elements. So I would say Doki Doki is definitely A tier. I wouldn't put an S tier. Who knows? Maybe the Doki Doki Plus might be S tier quality, but for now, A tier. This was a fun stream. This is so much fun. Dragon Quest Echoes of Elusive Age. Haro guy, pay attention. This game? You do, ATM. You definitely need to play Doki Doki. Okay, I'm gonna say S tier, and here's why. So this game doesn't really do a whole lot of things that break the mold for JRPGs. I will admit though that the combination factor with your teammates can make for some really good interactions with like some of your pep up abilities. The music is phenomenal. The story is really good. So I'm gonna say it's definitely S tier, probably a high A tier, low S tier, but it's still really, really good. Definitely would recommend this game for sure. Duel Links. Can I even, this game is endless. I'll say it's great. What can I say? Duel Links, again, considering the fact that this is also for how I feel about the game itself, Duel Links helped launch me into streaming, consistently for so long. And also the community itself has been nothing but amazing. The card game is really fun, and I do like how it's a more condensed version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where certain decks might be more viable than the TCG. So Duel Links is pretty great. It's as good as what you're willing to spend on. I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't say that. Like the fact that you have to put a lot of time into it, and you put in as much as you want in terms of monetary, but it's still fun. It's still fun. Earthbound. I'm gonna say Earthbound is a high A tier, low S tier. Considering, like, thinking of this game back when it released back in the 90s, this game is definitely ahead of its time. The humor, the combat system are all very fun, and the game has a lot of interesting things about it. One of the biggest things that really stood out into this game was the fact that when your health is going to 0, it's not instantly, it's in a dial system. So if you're quick enough, you can actually protect your friends and save them. Earthbound has a memorable story, great characters. And again, it really was ahead of its time. But it didn't have the same impact as these 4 games so far. Animal Crossing? It's great. Considering the fact that how much stuff you can do in Animal Crossing, it's so good now these days. You can remake your whole island. You can do a lot of terraforming, especially some of the new updates they did recently when they were doing the whole, new Animal Crossing stuff already. It's a great game, and it's also one of those things that's just endlessly fun. Earthbound over 1, 2, 3 just gets better. I'm glad to hear that. It's too late to stay up the sleigh during the week. Go see us. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt, but I appreciate you for stopping by as always. Hades, this game, S tier. So here's why. Bot. Let's go. S tier for me because 1, I did not like roguelikes before playing this game. This game's presentation, music, voice acting, gameplay, phenomenal. Thank you, Deli. I appreciate you. Again, if there's a game that can get me hooked in an entire genre alone, it's definitely something special. If you're not like any of these games in S tier, you should play them at least once in your life. A tiers, I would say the same thing as well. But if you're not a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, don't bother with Duel Links, stuff like that. But Hades is a work of art. Definitely something special. Fall Guys. Oh boy. ATM, cloud your ears. Here's the thing. Fall Guys, I'm thinking of this more objectively when I was streaming it. So when I was streaming Fall Guys weekly, it was always myself, Dustin, and ATM. We were having the greatest time. But the thing is, when I was streaming it, there was no new updates or anything going on. It was very bare. We were facing the same levels every time. It got really repetitive. It got boring. If I'm saying, like, if you're playing this with a group of friends, it's at its peak for sure. It's a lot more fun now with all the content. But if I'm playing this by myself, it's more like here. But with friends, it elevates the experience by so much more. I'm still like at 5 o'clock with a 3-hour difference. Gotta get no sleep. You gotta get some sleep, man. It definitely catches up. But I appreciate you for stopping by, my dude. Always do. Wind Waker S tier because I'm biased. I love Wind Waker. It's so good. The Wii U remake was amazing. I played it multiple times. I'm sorry. I just cannot put this game on anything besides S tier. I should have probably made one that said like bias too. Bingo. Thank you for the redemption for the December laundry stream challenge. Appreciate you. But yeah, everybody should play Wind Waker. So good. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Ooh, this is hard. I want to say, I feel It's definitely right. It's like right here. It's like in between amazing and great. But maybe like a low S tier. It was really, really good. The story is phenomenal. The presentation is amazing. This is really putting the PS5 to work in its elegance and its perfection. Honestly, I gotta say, it's probably like a low S tier for me. Temtem. I never finished this game, but based on what I remember from 2 years ago, I would have to say it's good. If you're like Monster Tamer battle Pokemon games like it, Temtem is definitely worth a look into. But since I've been finishing, I had to put it down. Didn't finish on stream. Rift Apart's so good finishing it. Dude, you gotta finish it. Let me know when you do. Wind Waker is always S tier. It's the best game that came out for the GameCube. Debatable. It's definitely one of the best ones for sure. But the GameCube has so many great games. Like, you know, Wind Waker is phenomenal. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It's, you know, it's pretty good. Melee created an entire esports dedication to it. Being number 2. And so many other good games. Luigi's Mansion. So good. Outlast. I also agree with Clank. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was amazing. Okay, so Outlast. I would say it's like a low great, high good. Sorry, I know you're talking about your cat pics are so cute. No worries, Stitch. That's what they're there for. They're there to be cute, but also to, you know, prevent you guys from going to Zillow.com to buy a house or to save money with Progressive. So Outlast was really good because this is what really sold me on the horror genre. The story is really engaging. It keeps you driving for more and more. And it was my first horror game. I would say that's like a horror survival because like the game does a great job at making you so defenseless that all you can do is hide. Like I've never played a game like that. And it was definitely a different experience. Persona 5 The Royal. I'm biased. This game is amazing. The music, the story, the gameplay, the confidants, everything is great. I love Persona 5 The Royal. Again, as soon as I finished playing Persona 5, the original one, I wanted to go in right away. This game is amazing. Masterpiece. Probably one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Whatever, no matter what it says. The GameCube is the greatest system out of the systems. The fact that it was a cube really broke grounds. Resident Evil 2 Remake. I didn't finish it on stream, so I can't really, you know, rate it for there. But this game, sorry ATM, this game is great. This game is, you know, a great for me. It was really solid. The whole Leon Claire dichotomy was really good. My biggest complaint with this game is that, because like after I finished the Leon playthrough and I jumped into Claire's playthrough, it felt jarringly the same. So it was kind of like playing it the same second time. Sure, there's a few differences, like the whole Ada Wong part of Leon's, and in Claire's that little, like the person trying to escape from Ironhide, but it was so great. Like this is still definitely recommended pick up. 4 routes to play at RE2, they all feel very, yeah, they feel very same, and it feels like it's just padding for the game. But I mean, it's for the whole picture, but it still feels like padding at the end of it. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Oh man. So this is falling under do not finish on stream, but all right. How do we do this? This is hard. Eat 2 beans and give it a D? Nah. I will eat 1 though. Oh! Okay. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne 3. Untitled Death, welcome back. What are you doing? So this is all the games that I streamed on Twitch in the past 2 years. So I'm currently going through it and rating them like in a tier list. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. This is a high B tier. Let me explain. I'm playing this as I got it through the remastered version, right? The music quality. So the music itself is phenomenal. The music quality we were presented sucks. The random encounter rate sucks. Everything else, though, really good. Really great. So I love the combat. I love the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne combat. You can abuse all the mechanics in the game freely, and so can they, which puts you on an even playing field. The compendium is really easy to understand and utilize. The Cathedral of Shadows is super fun to use as well. The world is such an open and vast canvas of all things going on, so you're definitely able to explore, and there's also some really interesting twists and turns. The story is also very interesting too, and how they also want to lead you in different routes based on different ideals to see which one you support more. So I'm putting this in a high B. Dungeons, oh, that's right, Koros is right, dungeons suck. Awful. No, I'm sticking with high B. High B is what I'm sticking with. Duel Links F tier. No, I'm just kidding. Again, I'm also thinking about this Until Death, like how this inflected the streams, right? This is what I started off streaming with, so it had a huge impact for sure. So I can't help but say it was actually really good. Galaxy. Oh. Same with Shin Megami Nocturne 3. So here's the thing. I didn't really understand all the hype with... Actually, well, okay, no, hang on. Yeah, we're gonna put it over here. We're putting it over... No, fuck, no. Okay, so this goes here, and this goes... This is like the same for me for Nocturne. So here's the thing. So Galaxy was good. The music was phenomenal. The ideas for Power Say How were really nice as well. I just don't know. I didn't click with this game as much as many other people would. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just like, in terms of like the granddaddy of Mario RPGs, like not RPGs, but like platforming, it just didn't resonate with me. So I'm going to say low A, high B tier. Like, it's pretty much on Nocturne's level, but a little bit higher. Be using the eye of the beholder, I'd say he's spot on. Or I would say he's spot on so far across the board. Appreciate it, Haru guy. Appreciate it. Super Mario Maker 2. It's an endless game, but you know, it's great. So I love this game because it brought so many people to my community as well. But the gameplay, this game is what you make of it, right? You can make whatever levels you want. You can play whatever levels you want. Last bean, by the way. And Nintendo stopped supporting, which kind of sucks. But like, there's a lot of things you can do with this. This game is only as limiting as you put yourself into it. I'm not putting an S tier just because, like, you know, again, you are completely in control of like what you do with this game, whether you play the levels you want or whatever. But yeah, for me, it was A tier for sure. Definitely a great game. Highly recommend it. Fun fact, this is actually one of the only games that I ever bought for my Switch digitally instead of going the physical route, because I always want to have this game on hand to play. Sunshine. A GameCube title. I'm gonna say a low A, high B. Here's the thing. So Super Mario Sunshine is kind of like a direct sequel, well, a spiritual sequel in a sense to Super Mario 64. But here's the biggest problem that I have with Sunshine. The camera controllers were never the most intuitive, especially on the Switch port. But here's the thing that really, sorry. Here's the thing that Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine is weird with. This is actually, so the game is kind of like portrayed like what they would do in Super Mario 64, where you would go whatever levels you wanted to and get whatever stars you want to go to Bowser, right? In this game, you are actually required to do specific things in a specific order and get these specific stars. Like, there's no if, ands, or buts. You have to do it. So for me, that was really weird because this game used to be so much more free foam as opposed to just being like, you know, more in a control, like this is what you have to do. Still a great game, but definitely not my favorite 3D platformer Mario out there, but still really good. I'm not a big Mario guy, but I hear people say Sunshine is the worst 3D Mario. It's not the best, but it's still a great game. Honestly, it's still a great game. And here is where people will get really upset. You ready for this? Exceptionally S tier. No, I'm just kidding. Metal's gaming prodigy indeed. I hope so. I would hope so. So here's why I put this in S tier. So y'all are gonna say I know at least ATM will say that Super Mario 64's cameras are garbage. I've never had troubles with the controls or the camera for Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 is such a groundbreaking, influential game that has stood the test of time that will always be something that I look fondly on. I played this game so many times going back and forth, whether it be on the 64 version or on this one. To me, this game is timeless and it's a masterpiece. Music is fundamentally great. It set the standards for what a 3D platformer could be. Remember, it was either Super Mario 64 or Bubsy 3D. Choose your poison. And this is great. To me, this is personally one of my favorite Mario games of all time. Yeah. Again, bias. Excuse me. Minish Cap. Yo, this was great. Minish Cap was really, really good. The game was they really were super creative, Capcom, with this game. The whole growing and shrinking mechanic was really intuitive. Like, it didn't seem clunky. It didn't seem hard to comprehend. The music was great. There was a lot of Easter eggs through all the different, games in the Zelda franchise. Like, it is phenomenal. If you have the means of playing it, I would definitely recommend giving Minish Cap a shot. Plus, it's also the same, the same type of Link as Wind Waker. So, Mario 64 is mid. Rude. I'm just kidding. Best down, top town Zelda. I mean, it depends on your point of view. I mean, to me, I'd rather play Link's Awakening. But again, it might just be because I kind of prefer what Link's Awakening did. But Minish Cap, fantastic. Wait, did I stream? No, I never finished Link's Awakening. No, we're good. Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD Remastered 1+2. Make a tier below E called Crash Bash. Dude, seriously, look at this. It's pretty awful. Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD Remaster 1+2. So this was great. The remakes were done insanely well. I was one of the unlucky few who actually played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. Terrible. Not that bad though. It was pretty bad though. These games were a huge deviation from not Mario, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, and they actually went back to formula and remastered them and made them feel great. They also changed up the soundtrack for some tracks, but that's fine. My only complaint with this game, so for those who played the Tony Hawk games 1 through 4 mainly, once you beat the game with the character, you're pretty much supposed to go play it with a different character, right? However, once you beat the game with one character in the remakes, it kind of unlocks everything and max out all the stats for the other characters, I believe, which kills the replayability for the story campaign, which is a huge thing that I love to. That's the thing. I play 64 and also, even though it's modern emulation, still mid. I mean, Della, you're more than welcome to tell your own opinion. We all have different tastes in gaming and what we appreciate about the most. So I totally get that. Deli's not too far, not that much younger than us, but still, we're all looking for different things in gaming, right? So there's that. But yeah, based on all the games, this is kind of like how it goes. So these are, I'm gonna leave these here. Out of all these three, I would say in the C category, this is actually fair. Like, this is actually pretty accurate for how I feel. This was stellar, Metal. I appreciate you're all stellar. You're all stellar. To me, this is like how I would feel. I feel Golden Sun was more enjoyable experience than this. And Fall Guys is very situational, so I have to put it down a little bit. For this list right here, I would say no. Something like this. Yeah, so Shin Megami next Nocturne, then Banjo, then Pokemon XD. Yeah, there we go. Because again, I love JRPGs. I love turn-based JRPGs. They kind of feel that way. So this is how I would feel this category would be. For great, move Nocturne up. Nah, Nocturne is fine right here. Nocturne is fine. Again, Nocturne is basically, you can spiritually say it's right here. All right, let's move over to A tier now. I'm dead 90% of the time, Deli. I mean, aren't we all a little bit dead inside? Okay, so A tier is gonna be a little bit more complicated for sure. Let's see, so I'm gonna put DMC here because, I love me some Dante and Nero. I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw Earthbound right here. I'm gonna put Undertale there. Outlast right there. Well, actually, I'm gonna put these two together because they're very similar. They were very similar to me. Yeah, that's good. This. Oh no, this thing was fun. This has to stay right here. That has to stay right there. Then from this, let's throw right there. A and S tier is going to be a little bit hard. It's going to be a little bit hard. I should do a tier list of all the games that I've beaten / completed on stream or just in general. Dude, if I did one in general, this would be endless. I've beaten probably almost 500 to 1,000 games easy. On stream. Oh, dude, yeah. I would actually love to see that, dude. Definitely do it. I would definitely love to see that, my dude. Let's see. Galaxy. Galaxy can... I mean, you can actually be right there. This goes here. This also goes here. Duel Links can go right there. Switch it back. Switch it back. Maybe back there. Yeah, that's fine. Resident Evil. Can switch that up. Yeah, A tier is looking pretty good. Again, all the A tiers are pretty good, but like these are some of the more memorable ones for me. S tier is gonna be pretty huff. Yo, it's Lipo, we chilling. Yo, we definitely chilling. I appreciate you all for being here. Okay, so... Alright, here's where I'm going to be really biased. You ready for this? Sorry, Ashish. Not sorry. What's the other Yu-Gi-Oh game? So, this one is Duelist of the Roses. A very fun, like, checkers, like, Yu-Gi-Oh game kind of thing. And this one is Falsebound Kingdom, an RPG real-time strat simulator. It's really easy. Metal is never sorry. I mean, I usually try to be sorry sometimes. Sometimes. And then after Persona 5 Royal, I'm gonna put Wind Waker far over here because like I knew what I was getting in. Same with this one. Like these two are still phenomenal games, but like, you know, they weren't the newest experiences for me. I would say it would probably go yeah. Deli, don't abuse your powers. Yeah, to me that sounds good. Persona 5 Royal was phenomenal. Like everything to that game to the T is like perfect for me. Hades was such an wonderful experience. Resident Evil 4 kind of got me into the Resident Evil franchise as a whole and also dangerously attacked my wallet. God of War was just such a memorable experience from everything in between. Not a single thing really wrong with this game. Dragon Quest 11, same thing. Phenomenal game. Really good in the genre. It had really a lot of interesting concepts, but again, it was still very similar to like what it wants to do. There's never to apologize for having an opinion that other people don't like. Yeah, it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. Like as long as my opinion doesn't endanger the safety or health of other people, like we gaming. I think when we change scenes, Deli, that the sub tracker kind of lost count. It's weird how it does that sometimes. So we should go back up to 25 or 26 once we go back to a different one. Ratchet and Clank, phenomenal game. And Wind Waker, again, these are some of my favorite games of all time. But yeah, this is the tier list. Yeah, we're at 26 or something like that. But yeah, we gaming. I'm actually gonna take a screenshot of this because I kind of want to hold on to this. But yeah, that's kind of it in general. Pretty good list. Let's go. All opinions are wrong other than mine. You would say that, Deli. You would say that.